guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. I was there debating. I was originally want to put the coma topic and the dream topic together. But then I realized each one I can talk for a long time. So I'm going to decide to separate them. I'm going to talk about coma itself. The reason I want to talk about coma is because yesterday, due to this whole week, we were talking about death, right? So sure enough, people start asking me, so is coma just like death, right? Again, I want to make this clarification because I seriously believe the world or universe is so big, there will be a lot of cases I haven't seen, experienced, or test out yet. But I can only share with you guys what I know based from the case study I have, or the experience I have, or or what I been observed so far, right? So before I start, my name is Ruowen Huang. I am an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Yesterday, we roughly talked about in order for a body, a human, any living things to function normally, we need to have very basic 3 elements, right? We need to have a functional body, and we need to have a conscious, right? We need to have a brain, and we need to have a heart. So in order for those 3 to work properly, that is to tell you each human will have 3 things intact in order to function. That is a soul and a thinking, a way of, they're able to think, and then they're able to feel, right? So the soul is like the hand that control the puppet, basically. And then there's a logic that help you create things, and then, feeling, that's how you feel things and all that. So when people are dealing with coma, before, at the beginning, I start to experience cases, I simply believe, it's just soul. They decide to check out. Right? That's why they're in coma. But, after several case study, because sometimes client will come and ask me to check on their relative or something. And then I start to realize there are different situations of coma. But right now, I'm going to separate it into 2 categories for you, right? One coma is when soul check out. Soul check out for me is kind of the worst coma people can be in, because basically what I try to say is any of the 3 elements that I just described to you, if they decide to check out one of them, right, they might get into the coma situation because you need those 3 to function, right? So if my heart dealing with too much emotion and pain and somehow something happened and I choose to check out, right? No, you will still live. It's somewhere, somehow, the soul decided this is not working and I have to check out, right? But then we decided how much they check out. If they fully check out, for me, the reason I want to say is 2 categories is if they fully check out, that is, they cannot survive without the life support. You know what I mean? I mean, if you pull out all the life support, the chances they will die. There's the other kind of coma is, even without life support, they still live. So those are the 2 categories I kind of want to introduce to you guys, because you will be able to see how much the soul check out, right? So it's not really equivalent to death, because they are not fully dead yet. They don't die. Well, unless you take out the whole life support and then they die, right? Now I want to really focusing on coma situation. I mean, they still live, but they just not responsive. So the people want to know, do they feel, do they think, and all that, right? Like, do they consider death or do they consider living? Usually people get to the situation of coma, as I say, a lot of time it's not they themselves might have some issue that they need to work on. But a lot of time that task or issue is more involved with everybody around them. You know what I mean? Like the people around them might have some issue they need to work on too, regarding to this event happen, right? They each personal, you have to imagine every individual is an individual. They all have their own task, platform, or purpose, or whatever. So whoever they are connected to, they might all have tasks to work on. So put that aside, the coma situation is very much like dreaming. Like when you are dreaming, right? Your body, you have no control of it. You just, lie there, you're not doing anything. But are you dead? You're not really dead. So I believe the best way to describe coma status is deep sleep. That you are in really deep sleep because your soul will probably decide to check out for whatever reason, but still require this body to keep going for whatever task or things you plan, right? So when they check out, they're probably wandering around. But just imagine it, they are not fully checked out like that. Death, as I say, death is like if I give you a Velcro and then you peel it completely separately. That's what death is. For coma, it's kind of you peel it, but you leave it like 1/10 still attack. So they're still wandering around like that. That's pretty much like what dreaming is we still claim the ownership of this body, but meanwhile, our soul tend to wander around or do whatever they have to do, right? So when people are in coma status is pretty much in the same way, right? That means they are not completely separate from their body. They still claim some kind of ownership of their body. It's just their soul decide to go somewhere, wandering around. Sometimes because when they were alive, they're dealing with so much trauma and events, so they have that resistance. They don't want to come back. You know what I mean? Sometimes they just simply lost because they pull out so fast, and then they're in the dimension that they just simply lost, right? But a lot of situations that I've seen so far, usually the resistance for them to come back is either something somewhat happened, and then that give them a little bit resistance that they don't want to go back again. Either, they feel very little of themselves, they don't want to be this person anymore, or there's some kind of things that they don't want to confront, or etc. A lot of time, instead of feeling lost, I do see someone get lost sometimes, but they usually get called back really fast. But most of the time, I see people stay in the lengthy coma is because they have some kind of resistance. Either it's some test they have to work within, or something they have to work in reality that they choose not to work to. So anyway, the best way I can describe coma is when people are in deep sleep, really deep sleep. So are they dead? Are they dead? Not really, So I would not put, they might look like it, but they're really not, because the chances, this person also want to know, can they feel? How do we know? And all that, right? The chances you don't know. It depends on how attached. It can be half. It could be 1/10. It could be, just imagine the Velcro, right? Just try to peel it and you will know how much they can feel in a way, right? The chances you don't know, but they probably do, right? But one thing I can almost guarantee you guys, like at least from what I observed so far, they can always feel you, not so much like you text it, like you touch them sensation feeling, because sometimes if very detached, they don't feel it. But feel is not a word. I should put it this way. It's more like they can feel that intention and thought, because basically when they detach from their body, they become a soul, right? So what I've been mentioning to you guys, or explaining to you guys earlier before, is so we can feel each other without word. You know what I mean? So that means even we speak different language, even we, look differently and things like that. When it comes to humanity, and when it comes to compassion, when it comes to love, we can feel it, right? So that is another thing I want to say is, even when they detach from their body, even though their body don't respond to you, even they just lie there, it doesn't seem like they're doing any reaction. As long as they're in the soul mode, they can feel the intention. That is the same thing as like the past couple of days I keep saying, if you ever want to pray for someone, or go back to someone's tomb or something, give them blessing, right? Those are the intention, those are the emotion that people always feel, no matter what mode they are in. I mean, they can be alive, they will feel, they can be dead, they will still feel it. So in response to that is, you don't know, but do know one thing is, they will always feel your intention, right? When you have blessing for them, right? They can feel that. When you have that love for them, they will always feel that. They may not be able to control because they still have to figure out. They never get out of the body, and all of a sudden, that okay, how do I get back in? Like I did when I was kids, right? They might get a little bit puzzled. But the more they feel that warmth, and then that love or something to let them know it's okay to come back. It's okay to come back. You know what? It's based on whatever platform or whatever, task either both of you have to work on or something. If you want to know, I can only give you mechanical explanation to it because I don't know what everybody's situation is, right? Sometimes it might work, sometimes it may not work. It's really based on what you two agreed to before you were born to this life. But here I am giving you a very mechanical way of how to reattach. You reattach it by, you are trying to use a third-party power to attach someone, right? It's not like when you're born to this body, you slowly feel your body, you grow with it, and then you slowly attach to every single part of your body, right? Now you try to use a third party. It could be your loved one. It could be anybody that was in coma, and then they simply get lost and don't know how to reattach their soul back to their body, right? I would say the best way to do is believe they can feel you. They may not hear exactly what you say to them because it depends on if that is part that's still attached, right? Sometimes they may feel it, feel your touch. That's because, as I say, it's a degree of how detached their soul are from their body, right? The more detached they are, the more they need life support. If they can live without life support, the chances they are still their soul is still somewhat quite intact with their body. So that's why they can still breathing, even without the life support. In that chance, even though they cannot respond to you, right, the way you want them to, or the way you think they should be, the chances they can always feel you. They can feel you not so much as physical feeling you, but more feeling you as they can spiritually feeling you. But they may not hear exactly what you say, but they can feel that intention. Your intention is, if that come from love, if they come from blessing, if they can come from something that warm, as I say, described so many times, that warm, that actual energy is what will slowly put them intact. Then, anyway, I hope that kind of give you guys a little bit idea the difference between coma and, death. Death is just two vocal. That's it, two. I separate to two. Coma is like deep sleep. Really, it's like deep sleep. It's either whatever event happened, a soul decide to check out, right? And then they check themselves out, and then they might get shocked. They don't know what to do, but they still somewhat connected. So instead of two separate vocal, they are somewhat intact together. You can, like, usually I can still find trace. I can see how attacked they are, attached to their body still. So anyway, I hope that give you guys a little bit idea. And, it's kind of that copy, but not quite. So, again, if nobody like to deal with this kind of thing, but if you do know someone who is in coma and all that, really the best way is, instead of feeling sad, we already talked about that energy is very dark, heavy, and then cold, right? Give them more blessing, come up with great intention, and then knowing that warm is what is gonna help them heal. I hope that can give you guys a little bit help for those who ask me those questions. So anyway, again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Periscope, or go to my Facebook, or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website, ruowen.com. Till then, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.